Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM20 Career, episode 139. Last time we got most of the way through Paris-Nice. Objective, win a stage. Haven't done it, but we have gotten a podium. At the same time, we have Tirreno, Adriatico offset by a few days. We're now on stage number 2. We took the sprint team to Paris-Nice. We've brought the punchy team here to this one, both of them going for those stage wins. Now, I think this group is far more likely, as realistically our greatest strength as a team, besides Rodriguez and his climbing, is definitely our punchers, and we've got quite a few of them. Now, this is not the hardest run-up to the finish, so it's going to be hard to beat the likes of Alaphilippe or Mark Hirschi, and of course they're both here. We've got a little bit of climbing to do before we do that final run-up, but I certainly have the guys who can manage this. I mean, Gazzoli is really the only one who isn't very punchy that is in this race. Moreno, the only one on a negative race day condition today, somehow just got dropped. Was that while he was trying to get water? What the heck happened? Why? He got the water to everyone. I'm very confused as to how Moreno was dropped, but okie dokie.
Oh, the pace is too hot for certain riders.
Bring it back on down to the rest of the team. Down to just 20, now 21 as we pick up the final breakaway rider. We're back up to 43. Moreno is in the group that's regained contact. There's not a lot of push here. It's still 40k to go, and it does come back together. So nothing gained, nothing lost through there. Moreno will come back into position, and we will get him. Let's see, who is it that he was protecting previously? Not Moreau, that would be Wykankis. Go ahead and get him back onto protecting Wykankis, and then we'll be all set for that final run-in. When we get down to that low valley, we will line ourselves up sprint train style for this one, and we are going to try to push. We're going to try to make it hard on the other punchers by making them tired before we get there. If they don't have that proper lead out, they don't have that proper train, they're going to get exhausted a lot earlier, and hopefully our guys, as a unit, can beat the stronger climbers. Yes, Vermark is pretty punchy, but there is definitely better. But so is there. But so is Wykankis. Moreau is fairly decently punchy as well. So we have options a lot more than the other teams, and hopefully with the depth, collectively, we can pull off a victory on this one. 20k to go, and we are just coming down into that valley. We've got a little hill coming up here in just a moment. 18k. Let's get over this hill, and then as soon as we do, we will, 16.5k to go. It's a good time to set things up. You can see we are fairly fresh almost throughout. We've got just a little bit of fatigue set in. Gazzoli, Moreno are going to be the first two going. I know that much. And then Baranja. Let's see, who is the other one? There's one more in the mix. No. Moreno, we already got. Oh, okay. That's our 4. So now, Wykankis is a bit of a wild card because he is so much faster than the other guys. So I'm actually going to put him on the back end of this. Vermark is a 72.82 with a 74. That's going to be a 72.81 with a 77. In terms of sprint, we're looking at 70.71 and 67.78. That 78 is a big jump. So it's still Vermark, even though Eric Butt is in a solid race day condition. But those three collectively could be pretty dang good. Alright, now we want to get out front relatively early on this.
The finish line is getting close.
We're through the little downhill section. Now Moreno's up here. Where is everybody else? Bring it over to the left-hand side of the road. Oh, somebody just shanked Gazzoli as he was trying to go through, so that was not nice. Okay, inside 12K. There's a little more climbing to do than what I thought there was, and we are now comfortably out front. Gel for Gazzoli.
There's now just 10 kilometers left.
Start that push. 10K to go. All right, on to Gazzoli. By the way, you don't see it, but my screen is literally freaking out right now. It's an issue that I've been dealing with for a couple months after a Windows 10 update has decided to be incredibly cruel to myself and some other content creators. There's this tech out there to stop people from watching pirated Blu-rays. And that tech interferes with your recording software somehow with this recent update that's just incredibly annoying, and you can't turn it off, you can't make it go away.
Watch out.
All right, 5K to go.
5 kilometers to the
Definitely
finish
getting
line.
down towards it. Vanderpool, Aaron Burrow pushing. Okay, Baraja is done. See, you're seeing my screen normally, but my pass-through with my recording hardware is flipping out, and I'm getting black screen, so I don't even see what's going on. Cuts in and out. Anyway, 3K to go, so we are very much getting down to it. I should use the gels. Okay, back out front, those couple guys used up any push that they had, any clout that they were able to go with. Okay, that was the flat section. This is the final push.
And there
Okay,
goes the
but
burst for the final
for
sprint.
Mark, I can't see. I got a second screen here. I'm staring at a tiny little second screen at the moment. It's literally just cutting in and out, black screen every few seconds. And there's just too many guys that are way too good.
Yes,
We're too far down the
victory for
order. Max
Maximilian
Schachmann takes the
Schachmann.
win. As well as we set that up and as good of a position as we were in, we used every ounce of energy those guys had, and we could not shake the field, and we could not beat the guys that are a little bit better. Mataway second, Alaphilippe third. Mark Hershey only took fifth. I mean, that's how good the field is here and how competitive that race was. Bernal wasn't even in the top 10. Chumius, who is the quickest, but only semi-punchy, all the way down in 12th. We grab 6th, we grab 8th, we grab 10th. 3 guys in the top 10, but we can't even crack the top 5. It's made it tough.
We've selected the following highlights for you.
The field this year is just getting insanely good. The number of really, really, really good riders at the top just seems to have doubled this year. And as much as we are on that verge and right there, instead of constantly battling it out for being 3rd, 4th, maybe 5th best, we're battling it out for being 10th best. And so it's like seeing our progress and going woohoo. And I mean, don't get me wrong, we're doing well this season. We are. I mean, currently we are 1st, so we have pulled a number of victories. So I'm maybe exaggerating this point a little bit, but that just a step below thing. Well, the step that we are still just below, that top step seems to have grown a bit. All right, Paris-Nice, stage 5 is where we're at on that one, but it's the sprinters, so that's going to be a quick sim. That means we're moving on to the next one. Just forming my sprint train here for the final sprint stage of Paris-Nice. So this is our last chance to get the stage victory. There are 8 riders in the field with an 80 or better sprint. We've managed to get a podium so far, but getting more than that is going to be very, very difficult. And so much of that comes down to that simple fact that we are facing a ridiculously strong field, which is right in line with what I was talking about there on that last Tirreno Adriatico stage, where suddenly the field it's not just 2 or 3 riders that you've got to beat. It's 10 of them that are ridiculously capable, and we're still just that notch below all of that. We do have a little bit of a hill here, and we're on that right now. Telford, he's going to have to push a little bit harder. We don't want to lose ground, and actually Jorgensen just lost his wheel.
The sprinters are positioning themselves up front. It'll
On to
probably be a
Jorgensen
mass
now.
sprint finish.
We've got some ground to cover to get back up front, but most of the sprinters are not going to be near the front right now, so this is an opportunity for us to get back ahead. Telford, try to get onto the back end even though you don't have anything left. Alves Machado is struggling here, and we'll gel up for everyone. 5K to go. It is an uphill finish, so you can see Van Wilder.
And he moves on to the attack. It could be decisive.
It was a great comedy. Okay, 3.8K. Jorgensen, you're done. On to Guillot. Oh, come on, Alves Machado. Don't block him off. 2.3K, and we are not at all in an ideal position as we approach the finish. And the other guys are already sprinting. 1K to go. 1K to go. There's the uphill. German's in the strongest position. Here comes Amanatoglu. Rajkovic gets a late start. We were just way too far back. That climb did way more harm to us than it did to anybody else. Theo Daly, Brian Cockard, Boudet, top 3. We get 7th, 8th, and 9th place is all. This group just as good as we are getting. That many guys with that 80 plus. Every day we beat half of them, but we could never beat anywhere near all of them. There's just too much quality. This time we were done in by that little category 3 climb. I mean, as hard as we pushed through that, you can see our guys still had a little something at the end, but we just couldn't climb fast enough. We were easily overtaken by others even going full bore. Okay, so Paris-Nice is going to go down as a failure, but not massive. We did get that 1 podium. 1 out of, what, 4? 5? I think that was 4 opportunities. Hopefully we can get that stage win with Tirreno Adriatico. Like I said, we are a bit punchier than we are capable as sprinters. I think many of us, and I want to say that I'm included on this, at least to some extent. Many of us are seeing that the simple fact that I am starting to accumulate a larger number of wins than in the past. And we're seeing the progress of a Rodriguez, of a Wykinkis. And I do think that some of us are becoming guilty of forgetting just how small of a budget we're still working with. As much as it is drastically improved, we're still sitting on a Continental Pro kind of budget. We're still sitting on a very tiny budget for a World Tour team. And as it gets better season by season, we grow a little more capable. And we're absolutely seeing the net result of that, because right now we lead the World Tour rankings. Last season we finished 4th, 5th. I think we can get into a podium type position this year. I think we can stay top 3. I don't think we're going to stay first. I think that's just some early success this season, coming in fit where others are building fitness. And we're already starting to see that now. Tirreno Adriatico, Paris-Nice. Paris-Nice, we did almost nothing. 8 sprinters with 80 plus was just too much to handle. And here, similar scenario where we've got a half a dozen second tier punchers. They're good. And we have in the past, and we will continue to get results here and there, and we will pull it off from time to time. But on a regular basis, consistently, we're still not going to compete with Shockman or Mataway or Alaphilippe or Hershey in particular. And when they show up at every freaking race we're at, because the AI is picking them, and unlike when the AI manages our calendar, when the AI manages their calendar, they not only pick the right riders, but they seem to come in with a good, strong race day condition almost every time. And as often as we can knock out and beat half of them, the sheer quantity of really, really good, top-notch guys in the discipline, whatever that discipline is, whether it's punchers, whether it's climbers, whether it's sprinters, whether it's cobbled guys, we are just constantly still at a disadvantage. We are closer. You know, before we were just thrilled to get top 10s, and we're not. And I get it. Expectations rise over time. And our budget has risen over time.
Only a few riders are capable of following the very
But we're
fast
still,
pace up front.
I don't know, we're still just a little bit off the top tier. A little bit off the simple rise in expectation that comes with improvement over time, that comes with development of a budget, of a roster. And as good as we are right now, there's no reason to suddenly start expecting to win every single time we get in the saddle and head out. We're just not quite there yet. So, with that being said, let's go freaking win this thing, right? I mean, that's the idea, isn't it? We'll see what we can do.
A couple of teams have set themselves up as
Pace,
pacemakers for the pack.
pretty
They
dang hot
obviously don't
today.
have anybody in the breakaway group.
Orange's done. He's going back. Moreno's going to be done as soon as he gets this water task completed. There's a lot of insane tempo right now trying to catch those last 5 riders. A Peloton that's down to 87. Moreno's not going to make it. He is not going to make it up there. Baranja is done and going backwards,
Another
and
attack in the
Moreno,
leading group. This climb is
he didn't
feared
finish
by
his
many
task.
riders. The
He
percentages
started
are
with
very high.
half energy.
They
There's
really are
no
moving.
reason
The pack
for
can't get strung
the
out too
best
far, or
climber
it's going to start
here
breaking up.
to be struggling this bad, but he is. And this Peloton is about to split with only about 50 riders left at the front. There it is. It was 49 for just a second there. These guys are out the back. Wykankis and Vermark. Bad combination of 2 riders to not. Gazzoli's going to be done. He's heading out. 2 climbs left to go, and they are very short but very steep. We see another split here. This group probably will get back on, but not necessarily. And it's still 30 kilometers. And those 2 still need water. So what can we do about that? Well, Moreau is the right guy to pick for this task. So let's go ahead and try to get water. Hopefully this is back together. So now it's back to 52. Chasing just 1 rider. Come on. Hand up, buddy. Hand up. Let's go. Let's go. Get back up there. Okay, he's starting to make his way through. Okay, okay. How close are we? Well, we got time. We got time. He'll finish the job. And then we'll have 4 guys, and we'll have to reset what we have for this one. This is going to be really tough.
The pack has just reeled in the escape group.
All right. Gazzoli to Otto. And all of a sudden they just set up just like that. 20K to go. Just 4 riders. Now I need to set this up when I can see that show I was telling you about before. I'm literally getting black screen 8 out of every 10 seconds right now, so I'm watching from my itty bitty recording screen on my other monitor. It's not a good combination. So somebody's attacked
The
up front.
escapees have surrendered. The pack gave
And
them
they're
no
brought
chance.
back in. I've got to start protecting some riders here and set this up for the climb, but this is not the way to do this. Why don't we just train? set a 90 here. Kinkus is the most capable. We'll see if we can get him on the back. Alright, here we go. I think it's the same climb twice. 16K to go. Certainly looks like it.
In a portion above 10%. The riders
And
are entering the
row
last 15
is
kilometers of the stage.
done. Okay, we're
And he
seeing
moves
an
on to the
attack.
attack. It could be decisive.
And we're down to just 21. Moreau is about to go out the back, along with a couple others. 12K to go. One rider slightly escapes, but he'll be reeled in, I'm sure. Alright, down the climb.
There's now just
Around
10
the
kilometers
corner,
left.
cross the bridge, take the left-hander, and we go up again.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
Rubio, that last rider off the front, and we're about to make contact with him. We're down to 21 riders in contention. For Mark Gell, it's a downhill finish. Schachmann, Rubio, Hershey.
And it's a swift acceleration by Maximilian Schachmann.
6K to go. Okay, Eric Butt's done. 5 riders have slightly escaped and we're right on their heels. 6K to go. Coming up on the top. Also coming to lap some other riders.
Only 5 kilometers left.
Okay, now we start pushing hardcore downhill. 15 chasing 1. 4K to go. 3K to go. 2K to go. For Mark needs to start attacking. Needs to be pedaling full speed. 1.5K. Vermark leading out. Whitecankis. There's no chance to sprint at all with this. So Vermark's way ahead because he descended faster. We can't win because Rubio's already clear and staying clear. Schachmann, we can't out-accelerate? Really? He's not that fast. But Vermark is not that fast either. Whitecankis is the quicker one, who was supposed to be getting the lead out, but he's not as good of a descender. So Vermark did well. He gets a podium. We got the podium part cleared. 3rd place, we beat out Hershey and Lopez. Whitecankis grabbed 6th. Martinez, I mean, that was mostly climbers. We beat most of the punchy guys this time. Good result. Not a win, though. So at least we got the podium part secured. 3rd place, 6th place, good result. Eric Butt took 22nd. GC-wise, this is going to be nice. Could be an extra touch that might pay off well, but I doubt. We're here for the stage. And we at least have a partial pass. So this is our last chance. Pyrenees done, dusted, got that podium. We do have that podium here, but the last 2 stages are not punchy stages. We're not going to have a shot on those. So it's now or never. We go for it. This one, a lot more climbing involved. This is a pretty difficult run-up, and I think this is going to come down more to a climber than it is to a puncher, or at least somebody with some sort of combination of the two, like in Egan Bernal. Bernal very well could win this stage. Schachmann could win this stage. I wouldn't see even Alaphilippe. Alaphilippe, though, still absolutely one of the favorites, but a lot of other guys are going to be left out. Chumius is somebody who is not a very good climber. He's a puncher, sprinter first, but he's a puncher secondary, kind of like Whitecankis, but just a much better, stronger, more developed version. You can see 19% here, coming up on 19.9, so basically 20%. And then just as it starts to let up, it gets really steep again. Oh man, this is gonna do, I mean, look how much damage look how much damage just the very first lap has
Now
done.
the guys up front are
And
asking
we're going to have to
serious
do that
questions
3
of the
more
riders
times,
in the rear, as
including
more of them
to
are
the
left in the
finish
wake.
line.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams
And then
can't
in
be happy with
between,
the breakaway. There we
there's
go. That's
another
2/3 of the
difficult
race behind
climb,
us.
just not quite as crazy. 60 kilometers to go, so we do need to get water one last time soon. I think maybe at the end of the next lap might be the best time to do that. Try to get some recovery in. We're also going to have to step the effort up a little bit, which is dangerous, but necessary if we want to still be around. 134 left in the peloton. It's already shrinking. We can afford to go backwards a little bit, but you can't afford to go back much. I have a feeling this is going to be 10 or 15 riders left duking it out, and I'm not sure if we'll necessarily be around for that. Eric Butt not involved for the punchiness today. Gazzoli certainly not involved for his sprint today. We are changing that focus a little bit. Baranja, and there we go. We're already starting to see some splits. We're already down to just 47 in the peloton at the moment. This group has a decent chance of getting back on. It's for Mark. It's Moreno. And then there's the
We've
peloton
just learned of
not
a fall.
far
Let's hope that
now.
all riders will get
This
up
is where I
quickly.
wanted to get water. But we're having some issues. Maybe we just need to do it anyway. Well, it's too late now because we're already hitting that climb. And these 13 have not made it back. Not yet, anyway.
This climb features some
Here's the
dreadful
time to make
percentages.
contact. And they do for now. Moreno is struggling because Vermark is struggling. Vermark is struggling. Go, 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 buddy. Go. Use your friend. Uh-oh, these guys just... The whole team just lost contact. Shoot. Unexpected, and I definitely got to take some of the blame for that because I needed to up the effort from a 79. And trying to focus on Vermark there for a moment was not something that paid off. I was using the gels of the other guys. Peloton's down to 27, and we are not in it at all right now. Nearly a minute off the back. Start chasing. How's Vermark? Vermark is nearly back to this group. You're a puncher anyway. Let's see that punch. Back on. Okay, it is all back together for the moment. And we never got water, so now we're struggling. Oh, come on. I
Only
upped
a few
the
riders are
effort
capable of
and he
following
falls
the very
back
fast pace up front.
to a 70 or whatever it was. Absolutely hate when it does that because you really can't afford to have that happen. Mark's still going. There's Moreau leading the small group, chasing 24 now. All right. We've got a bit of a mess on our hands, don't we? There's Wykankis. Why don't you sit up a little bit? You're close enough to join this group. It's only a few seconds back. And then you can get support here. There you go.
There are just
And
15
just
kilometers
follow
left.
him. Okay, let him do the work to try to bring you up there. Okay, Moreau, meanwhile, is nearly back up to here. For Mark, oh gosh, sit up, dude. For Mark, finally makes it back to the front group, but then he's the one setting the pace that that we're trying to match, and not so successfully. Okay, this is already the penultimate climb, so Baranja,
It's in
what
such
you can
percentages
do.
that the strongest can create some gaps.
Okay, Okay.
Again, an attack is launched. The group has to break apart.
Use your gel and then take over now. I said go. Vermark's out of energy, so Wykankis really is our only hope here. Because Vermark's going to fade.
The finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 10 kilometers road sign.
Not looking so good. Coming up on Vermark. Yeah, I know you guys have not had water since about 100K to go. It's 20 at the front. 8K to go. I'm not sure we're going to crack the top 20 here. Wykankis has a shot at that. Oh, make that 23 at the front.
5 kilometers to the
This
finish
point, we're
line.
looking at nothing but a top 25. Not looking so good on that part. Okay. Let's get Vermark in this line and use his gel. There's Moreau pushing to try to keep it close. Minute behind. On to Vermark. Do what he can to set up Wykankis, but Wykankis is going to have a long distance to cover and coming from very far behind. But he is going to pass some guys on the way. There's Yates. It's only 6, so it's not like we're pulling a whole bunch of riders along. 2K to go. He's covered some ground. There's Ciccone, there's Moscon, Youngles, Venipol, but he is not going to make
Watch
it
out,
back up
the team
there.
leader is falling behind.
1.5K to go.
And there goes the
1
mad burst for the
kilometer to
final
go.
sprint.
Sprint for the finish line.
really powerful
He's going to
sprint
get
finish
top
to claim
20, but
a
Alaphilippe
great
takes the win.
victory.
Hershey,
The riders bringing up their
Safanov,
word have made it
Rubio,
through sheer willpower.
18th
This stage
for
was a
Wykankis.
real strength sample.
There's the accomplishment. We did crack the top 20, and Wykankis has like 1% energy left, so that was as well worked as possible, but I'll accept a certain amount of blame in that Vermark got dropped and Moreno was there, and I was focused on that. Now, I went back forward, used gels, upped energy, and then went back to focusing on Vermark to try to see if we can get him back up there. Thought there was enough distance, enough time, and then the entire group got split. So that's probably 75% on me. The other 25% is just straight up that this was more of a climber stage with punchy capability. You can see those top few guys, and then Lopez, Bernal, Yermakov, Conchi, Venipol, guys that are much more climb capable, less punchy. Our punchy guys are not dual. They're not both. They are better than they used to be, right? When Vermark first came along, he was in the 60s for his climbing capability. So we were punch only. We are a little bit of both now, but we're definitely not purely both. And that is why the Baranja, the Moreaus, were more protected today, focused today, but still came up on the short end of the stick. So that's at least 25%, maybe 50% of why we got dropped and why we came up short and why we missed the top 20. But that split obviously was where the damage happened. The fact that we got back into the top 20 is just actually good result, good strategy, good teamwork from that point to the end. That point, though, I think is probably as much on me as it was on our climbing capability. So at least half on me. But that is all the time we have for this one. Tirreno, Adriatico, and Paris-Nice, podium only. So they're both going to go down as failures. That's going to lower our evaluation for now, but I'm really not worried about it. This season, we have a few popular Slovenian riders, and so our sponsor is going to be happy with them. We also have a very, very popular rider and a number of other very popular riders. So our registration, our team evaluation, all of that's high. So we get plenty of wins with or without the sponsor objective ones, that we will be okay. We'll make up for it elsewhere. So not too worried. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you tomorrow for the launch of the Zwift series, and then we'll be back on Wednesday for this. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.